Okay. Hello, my sons, I have returned to you. It is the darkest hour, and blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to do a Gandalf thing, okay? I'm trying to make out that I died, and I have come back from the dead, stronger than ever. Things have been, kind of hellish lately. Like, seriously, really crazy and annoying. But also exciting in some ways. So, last episode, between episodes, I actually uploaded episode 1. And I was astounded, guys. It was absolutely awesome. I don't know, I explained this in a Zurich. You end up recording a bunch of stuff, and then you're like, oh, good, I hope people like it. That Final Fantasy X episode I put up, episode 1, actually for a really long time did better than the Guild Wars 2 video on the channel, which is awesome. So, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. However, a lot of crazy stuff happened. In the process of finally uploading... So, we're on episode 12 now. In the process of finally uploading, I realized that there was something wrong with the footage. See, my capture card, alright? Story time! My capture card, it's kind of a crappy one, right? I'm not in a monetary position to be able to buy a new one. So basically, the best I can do is 1080i. Now, I didn't want to record this series and not have it at 1080. So, I recorded it at 1080i instead of 1080p. For those of you who don't know what the difference between those are, it's the way the frames are saved. So, like, if it was a 60 FPS video, which it's not for the record, it's NTSC, it's 29 FPS. But basically, if it was a 60 FPS video and it was 1080p, every single frame, of which there are 60 in a second, is like a full captured image, right? And then it just plays 60 every second, and there you go. It's a full image of the screen. That's 1080p. On 1080i, it will only save half the image. It will like split the image into a bunch of horizontal lines, and then it will only save half of them. And then on the next frame, it saves the other half. And so when you see it in motion, you can't really tell that it's only half a frame that's being shown, but you actually sort of get to save on half the power. There's like half the information that has to do. So 1080i is slightly worse in some ways, I guess, than 1080p. And that's what my card's capable of. So it turns out YouTube is a wanker when it comes to uploading interlaced footage. 1080i stands for interlaced. So what you have to do is you have to de-interlace stuff. And I don't know, it's just been annoying. And it's taken hours and hours and hours to produce stuff. So I ended up spending a matter of days figuring it out and trying to get stuff sorted. I don't know if you guys have noticed, nobody's commented on it yet, but all these videos in this series so far, they've been kind of choppy, guys. They really have. So I'm going back to 720p. If you guys don't like the change, if you're actually like, no, this is demonstrably worse, then fine. But I think the 720p is better. It's much quicker to upload, much quicker to render, and it's not choppy anymore. So it's just better. It's only slightly worse in terms of quality as far as I can see. But hey, we're on this screen. I'll tell you more stories later, because seriously, so much has been going on. Right, anyway, why are we on this screen? I wanted to do a bit of preamble. Since I uploaded the first episode, I realized there's a lot of stuff I didn't mention I wanted to come back to on this screen. So we're currently playing Final Fantasy X. I've already told you guys this is a Japanese series, and the games were re-released in Japan after they came out in the States for what was called an international version, where they added a bunch of new features. Right, that's what originally happened. When they brought out that international version 2, in Japan they released an experimental small thing called Final Fantasy X Eternal Calm. Now, Eternal Calm has been, as you can see, bundled into this HD remake, and this thing is a cutscene that they made in Spira set after the events of Final Fantasy X. When they first released Final Fantasy X, they never intended to do a sequel. I've told you guys already, Final Fantasy is a franchise where Final Fantasy 1 has no relevance to Final Fantasy 3. These are not sequels. They had really never done a sequel in this franchise before. They'd done like one spin-off from Final Fantasy VII, a game called Dirge of Cerberus at this point. So they never intended to do a sequel, but they did release this small little video kind of for fun, like a bit of a, ooh, what's going on in Spira now? And people loved it so much, according to them anyway, people loved Eternal Calm, this cutscene, so much, they ended up making a full-fledged, the first ever Final Fantasy sequel called Final Fantasy X-2. which has also been bundled onto this disc for the HD remake. So that's what you're seeing. That's what these three options here are. Final Fantasy X-2 is its entirely own game. This is the thing I've been mentioning many times as we've been playing this LP, and I do fully intend to LP myself. The tone of that game is completely different to Final Fantasy X, but in many ways it's a much more true, hardcore Final Fantasy experience than Final Fantasy X will ever be. But we'll get to discussions about that later. Interestingly enough, just as Final Fantasy X had an international version, a re-release in Japan after it came out elsewhere, Final Fantasy X-2 did also. But the international version for Final Fantasy X-2 is insane. The amount of extra content they added for Final Fantasy X-2 international version is bonkers. And worse than that, it's so much more content, and the international version never released anywhere outside of Japan. See, for Final Fantasy X, at least people in Europe got the international version. Like, I've seen the super bosses they added, stuff like that. X2, that never happened. And kind of a big thing about me, this entire time I've been running the channel, for a lot of it, I've been an active member of the Final Fantasy X-2 international forums, where people play the game and did like an unofficial fan translation of it, basically playing a Japanese game. Really, really cool, and this is one of the biggest reasons, being able to finally play X2 International in English. This is one of the biggest reasons I really wanted to buy this HD remaster. Fantastic game, and I can't wait till we get there. So what are the two final options? I just wanted to sum these up. Just as they released Eternal Calm for Final Fantasy X, they also released a speculative thing for Final Fantasy X-2. When they released the international version didn't just come bundled with a load of new content. It basically came with an entirely new game, X2 Last Mission. So that itself is another new game, right? This isn't a full Final Fantasy game, though. This is kind of like a mini... If you've ever played, like, the Mystery Dungeon kind of franchise, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, it's basically a game within a game. It's not quite as big as Final Fantasy X-2. It's like a dungeon crawling experience. Different mechanics. Not as long, but very interesting nonetheless. And this was sort of their farewell to the series 10 years ago. This was their, oh yeah, this is, you know, maybe there could have been an X3 or something. And, you know, it was just... and it's set in this specific place, a tower that we'd never seen. And that was the end of it, right? Finally, when they released Final Fantasy X2 HD Remaster in 2014, they also released this thing here, the bonus audio. And this bonus audio is a totally new story set after Last Mission, which hints at the possible creation of Final Fantasy X3, though they have, whenever been approached about the idea of making it, denied that such a thing will happen. But it remains, the fact remains that they did release this bonus audio speculatively about it. And of course, credits. So there you go, that's everything we could do on the list. Let's go, let's play the game. I'm so sorry that we just spent 10 minutes. I guess I'll just annotate that shit. I'll just annotate it and then we'll just skip to the game. But, man, guys, okay. And here's the next thing that happened, alright? Here's the next thing, and this is really bad. So I spent like 3 weeks before making this LP playing the entire game, becoming re-familiar with it, but every single little area I went to, I read multiple guides, looked at multiple different areas on the internet for trivia, looked at the Final Fantasy wiki, as much stuff as I could to get a bunch of trivia and notes, right? Every single area I went to, I wrote down a ton of stuff, and I had it in a notepad file. Yes, don't crucify me, I know the mistake I made, I've learned my lesson. I had it in a notepad file. I don't know how, but the notepad file is it's missing, guys. I don't know. It must have happened at some point while I had a million different render files and things with the issues I was having with 1080p and somehow got deleted. But the thing is, I've ran loads of different recovery software and I can't get it back. It has just disappeared off the face of the planet. The only thing I can accept maybe happened is I somehow overwrote the file and then saved it under a new file name. But it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know how it's gone missing. And so that's been crushing. That really has. You guys will see on episode 2 in the description I have written, I lost my encyclopedia today. And it really has been horrible. All that information, all that hard work that I went through is now just missing. And it's really depressing writing out a new encyclopedia, which I have started on doing. But, you know, I think sometimes you just have to accept these things happen. And I'm actually kind of proud with the way I've dealt with this. Like, I'm not as stressed as I should be. Like, to lose 3 weeks of hard work, to now have to rewrite everything, you know, just the principle of having to rewrite everything and knowing that it won't be in a better state than it was before is just horrible. Anyway, let's speak to Waka. Enough of me.
Sure you all right, Cap?
More of the game. Let's do it.
The game starts in a few minutes. You sure you okay?
We're playing the Gores, too.
Miss me?
Lady Yuna! Are you okay?
All this because of me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
How can you let some Al-Bed kidnap you?
Hey, let it go, alright?
Don't go near Al-Bed anymore, okay? They're trouble.
But she is no bird worker. Oh man, another thing, totally unrelated. Well, sort of. The World Cup's going on right now. I mentioned the last episode. Unfortunately, England has just lost to... Who did we lose to? Our second game in a row. We've done terrible. We're not a good team at all. We're really not. But I am sort of in the sporting atmosphere, man. I really am, and it's cool to be playing blitzball right now. Oh, here's the World Cup tournament here too. We're gonna save. I know we've barely done anything, but I'm gonna save anyway. Geez, so I'm pretty pumped. I really am. Well, hopefully the Aurochs do better than my country did. I don't know who I'm going to be rooting for in the World Cup now. I suppose by the time this goes out, people might have already won. I'm not sure. Anyway, what do you got to say, Lily?
Don't tell anyone about Yuna's lineage.
So it's kind of funny. I think this is the first sign that you kind of get that the group is like very loosely held together, and there's like a web of lies there. There's like, okay, so Wacker's not to know about Yuna's lineage, and it's, I don't know, it's threadbare. Keeper says, oh, you're not going to be watching, you're going to play hard. Cool. Jassy says, I should have been the one injured, not Wacker. Now, why might he say that? I'm not sure. Is he a defender, maybe? And then he would have been the one that was supposed to have the poop beaten out of him? I'm not sure, honestly. Because I usually get... I'll talk about it. Butter says, so, who's warming the bench? Could it be me? I don't know who's warming the bench, dude. Don't worry. Letty says, let's get them goers. Let's do it for Chapu. You know, you don't really hear about that. Like, the people who have to warm the bench in the biggest tournaments. It does kind of suck. Dow says it may be the last minute, but want to go over the rules. This is literally... Remember they gave us that huge tutorial that I just skipped ages ago? Ages ago. Well, you know, you're expected to remember everything. There's stuff in this tutorial you don't even need for a while. Like this stuff here, this thing called tech copies. So in blitzball, there's loads of different moves that your team can learn. You sort of play both in the actual matches, but also as a managerial role. I actually think, and some people are going to crucify me for this, but I will justify it when we get there. I think Final Fantasy X2's blitzball is so much better than X's blitzball. I'm just going to throw it out there. But in this game, you can sort of teach your guys different moves, and the way they do it is they have to learn it from other players. Like, all the players in the game start with special abilities, and slowly those abilities sort of web out as they're learned by all other players who see them using it in matches. So, like, this tutorial would teach you all that stuff, but you don't need to know that for your introductory match to the game. There's barely any management there. We don't even know who our team are or what their stats are. We're just going to get to play them. So, you know, it's just a crazy tutorial. I'm going to skip. I hadn't played this game for years, and on my test playthrough recently, I just ran through anyway. I just went through and did it. So, yeah, there's that thing there which we used to interact with to do the tutorial, but now we just speak to Datto. Alright, are we ready? Let's speak to Wacker. This could trigger some stuff off here.
The game starts soon. No time for warm-ups. Ready?
Don't worry, I think you've had enough warm-up.
All
It's
right.
the Albed.
I got something to tell you boys. After this game, I'm retiring. I promised myself this would be my last tournament. Win or lose, I'm quitting blitzball. But you know, since we're here, we might as well win.
Mind a bench.
He's been asking that the whole time.
I'm warming a bench. He's taking my place.
Oh, snap.
All right, boys, let's win this one. Let's make the goers goners.
Let's blitz.
That's like really kind of sad, to be honest, because this is like Wacker's thing, right?
I saw you floating there on the sphere.
Hey, you weren't supposed to see that. Oh.
You really gave it your all, didn't you?
Can I just say, I love that shot there. It really, he feels really big and weighty.
All right, boys, what are we gonna do?
Win!
For Captain Walker.
Captain Walker. Hell yeah. It's good as well. You notice how we got a scene there between Lulu and Wacker without Titus being present?
This is it, folks.
You might not have noticed, but he just inscribed something on the wall there near him. But these two have written it down and we don't know. Alright, here we go. Here's the game.
In just a few minutes, the championship game.
And so here's something really interesting and a reason I hate that I've lost my encyclopedia. Give me a moment because I'm going to have to go and Google this now. But basically, I'm not even looking at the game right now, just so you guys know. Basically, this screen here says that at the bottom, right? My best memories are here. Wacker, captain of the Aurochs. Now, what you got to consider, okay, is this is a Japanese game in which one of the written languages is made to look very similar to the written language of English, right? So what they did when they translated this game from Japanese to English was they never actually looked at the real writing that the artists had put on the walls. They just looked at what was written as the Japanese subtitles at this moment here. So people translated it, and when it came over to English, they gave us this note, my best memories are here, Wacker, captain of the Aurochs. But that is actually a mistranslation. What it actually says on the wall right now, that you can read if you were to translate that letter for letter, is, to the dreams of my childhood, farewell, Captain Wacker, Besaid Aurochs. And if you look generally here on the screen at the last two words, you can sort of make out, without even manually translating anything, you can make out the words Besaid Aurochs. And that's because Spira's script is meant to look a lot like English. You can make out the A and the U and, you know, the general structures of the words. So it's really funny, actually, that we get this complete mistranslation just because of the way this game, you know, works across territories. But that's what it actually says. I thought that was one of those really cool bits of trivia. And I had it written down, and now I don't. But, you know, it's funny, like, yes, I've lost my encyclopedia, but writing, there's a reason they make you write stuff at school. I'm just going to throw out there. Because I would have forgot that very quickly, but now I remember it. And maybe it's not so bad that I lost all my work.
But who could have imagined a championship game between these two teams? Our legendary Luca goers going against the horrendously ill-fated Besaid Aurochs.
This looks like history in the making, Baba.
Who's that? Who's that? By the way, his jug says Nog on it. Oh my god, here's the stadium. Looks good, right? It's funny in HD. The people in the stands look so bad. So bad, but still. Holy hell. Auron's watching the game. He is here. He's in Luca. Oh, the music gets you pumped. I hope I win this, seriously. Oh, he's laughing at us. I didn't like you back in Killiker. I don't like you right now. Look at how angry Titus looks. Yeah, get him. Sock him. Shake hands.
They're already going at it, folks.
Oh, snap.
The goers are taunting the Aurochs.
So it's a full contact sport, by the way, in case you didn't derive that already. From the first cutscene of the game, like the first big one. Okay, alright, we're in. I don't know how I'm going to explain all of this to you guys, actually. So, they've got the ball, right? We are full on playing blitzball right now. It works very similar to the regular game. Like, this guy, just because he swam into us, he's now basically in an encounter with 3 of us. And we're going to try and take the ball from him. If you look in the top right here, you'll see that there it says grav, and then it's got a bar. And then it's got 3, like, rows of stats after that. So the top one is his stats. And underneath are the stats of our players. And what we're trying to do right now is tackle the ball and take it from him. You'll see that Grav has 5 endurance. And that means he will hold the ball until his endurance is reduced to 0. You'll see underneath where it says 5 endurance, it says 5 AT and 3 AT. Now, those are the attack scores of my guys. So, because Titus has got 3 attack, he'll probably take 3 endurance off of Grav. So he's going to try and tackle. Now there's a bit of RNG to it, but it's very likely that he'll do it around about that amount. So if Titus can reduce Grav's endurance to 0, Titus will grab the ball. But because he only has 3 attack and Grav has 5 endurance, it's unlikely. So let's see. So see, he only reduced it by 1. Grav still has 4 endurance. So he's going to try and pass the ball now, and Dato's going to try and block it with his block score. But Dato's got really terrible score, and therefore the pass went through. So now this guy's going to try and pass, but here you'll see Abbas only has 4 pass, while our guy trying to block right now has 5 blocks. So statistically, the Auroch that's going to try and block this pass is going to catch it and intercept him. We shall see what happens. Which he did. So there we go. We can now grab the ball. And so now I'm in control. Now what I've done is I've just brought up a little panel here that lets you decide how you want to control your players. So on the bottom right you can see the mini-map. We are currently in control of Jasu, and yeah, you sort of get to play other players in Blitzball right now. And you can make it do automatic, or there's 2 different manual ways of moving. I'm going to choose manual A. So our goal now is to get to their goal line over on the left-hand side. You'll see that there's no real enemies near me. There's just one with the guy we just took the ball from. And he's probably going to come and attack me very soon. What we want to do is try and get the ball to Titus, who is a shooter or a striker. They're not really called strikers in Blitzball, but he's a scorer that plays on the left wing, right? So he's actually just to the left of us. So what we're going to try and do is make Jasu pass to Titus. So I'm going to grab the ball here. We're going to have a normal formation. You don't have to worry about that just yet. I'm going to press square, and now I can tell Jasu what to do. Now I'm going to make him pass. He has 7 pass. As the ball is flying through the sphere pool, that pass rating is going to drop over time. You'll see it happen. If it gets to 0, Titus won't be able to catch it. But because he's so close, it should go through. So we're going to pass to Titus just here, as you can see. And there you go, you can see it's atrophying, but there you go, Titus grabbed the ball very quickly. And now what Titus is going to do is go as close to the goal as he can, and he's going to try and shoot. Now he's got 2 defenders here. So what we have 2 options. Number 1, we can try and let them tackle us, and if we can hold onto the ball when they tackle us, we can shoot, and there's no way that they'll be able to block the ball, right? So that's what breaking means. If I say that I want to break to ball Gerda, then I am going to try and let her tackle me and hopefully retain the ball. Now I only have 10 endurance and she has 9 attack, so if I choose to do this, she will statistically, she's unlikely to get the ball because she only has 9 attack and I have 10 endurance, but there's a very good chance she will get the ball from me, so it's a risky move if I try and break to her. I definitely can't break to both her and Grav, which is what would happen if I chose this, because she has 9 attack, which would probably put me to like 1 endurance, and yay, I've still got the ball, but then I have to face Grav's 8 attack after that, and it's horrible. As you can see, we the Aurochs are really outmanned in terms of stats. Like, the Luca goers at the start of the game have got way higher stats than we do, and it's very difficult to win this Blitzball match. Really difficult. There is actually a very good chance you won't do it. All these promises you made to Wacker and Besaid and stuff, like, they just fall through, and the story will just go on if you don't win. So, I'm not going to do either of these. I'm going to just choose not to break. Now, by choosing not to break, this allows them to try and intercept the ball when I shoot. So you'll see I have 10 shoot score right now, which sort of acts like pass, except it's going to go towards the goal. But Balgerda's going to try and get a hand to it, and if she does, she'll block it with 8, so it'll go down to 2. And then Grav will try and block it, and it will go down even low, and it's very likely the goers are going to catch it. And even if it does get past those 2 players, then it has to go through the goalie. And so, let's say Bulgerda gets a hand to it, and we get crazy lucky, and it only drops the shoot to 6. And then Grav gets a hand to it, and it only drops the shoot to 2, and it's still flying through the air. Well, then it's got to get past their goalie too, who has a load of catch score and will probably catch it. In fact, it's pretty much impossible for us to A, break to both these guys, or B, shoot and actually score. It's pretty much impossible. And you'll find this with pretty much any player on the Aurochs, right? It's very, very hard to score against these guys. However, there it is. You've been waiting for the however. We have a trick up our sleeve. I'm going to say no break. I'm going to say to shoot. Oh, whoa, what happened? Whoa, what? Oh, yeah, we can't. So, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Damn it. So, Titus actually has the eject shot ability, believe it or not. He has the eject shot, which would, so we're going to try and tackle here, but it's very unlikely we'll be able to, because the Aurochs just suck so much. So yeah, Titus has the eject shot, and what this will do is eliminate 2 players instantly from the competition, and then it will shoot. And this is incredibly strong, and will actually be your only hope of actually scoring against these guys. The problem is, Titus can't use that skill in the first half. So what ideally you want to do is get the ball from the Lucas, from the Luca goers, and keep it away from them as much as possible. Now, I didn't do that. I gave it to the opposition, and they've scored. And that's really bad that they've managed to score. Really bad. So I'm rather worried now. So there you go. I'll tell you guys a little secret. It took me hours and hours and hours to ever get scored against in blitzball in my test file. I didn't get scored against once before. So now we're sort of screwed. So there's a little trick you can do in blitzball. And what that is swinging behind the goal with your own ball. This is why blitzball is inherently flawed in Final Fantasy X. And is a big problem. Basically, the AI is terrible. If you look at the minimap right now, because I've swam behind my own goal, none of them know to aggress me. None of them know what to do. Now, obviously, if they were smart, they would just come right up to me. I've ran it behind my own damn goal. They'd tackle it off of me and they'd score instantly. But the AI doesn't know how to do this in blitzball. Especially when you unlock more formations later on in the game. You can really bug the AI out in some huge ways and make the entire game trivial. And in fact, this is going to be my tactic for winning this blitzball game. I am going to attempt to score with Titus, and then I am going to swim behind my own goal, and I am going to, you can see that the enemy team's changing their formation and stuff, but it just doesn't matter because they don't know where to go. And then I'm going to swim behind my own goal, and that's going to cause me to win the game. Your other option is to keep passing between your defenders, these 2 players that are closest to us, but you know, there's really no point in doing that unless you want to level up a bunch, and I don't care about leveling up the Aurochs at all, which I'll explain why later. But yeah, I've kind of screwed the pooch here because so halftime comes at 5 minutes, which is about to happen, because they've already scored. So not only do I need to score once, but I need to score twice after halftime.
And it's halftime.
The goers are just playing great, Baba. Really great.
So each time you get halftime, teams will level up based on the experience they got. Now, you're not going to see much here because I just wasted the whole half doing stuff. But there, because Titus had the ball a tiny bit and he's leveled up now, his technique slots have increased to 1, and we can give him the eject shots, which he'll be able to use next turn. But there's another problem that basically makes me think I may have lost this.
Zone defense, boys. Stop those goers.
What about me?
Get the ball and just shoot like crazy.
Goers are going down! Yeah!
Shoot like crazy.
Down!
All right, hustle.
Okay, boys, don't worry. See, if I had my notepad, I would have remembered that Titus doesn't start with the goddamn eject shot. So here, look, we've got a new screen, right? This allows us to set our players' techniques. None of the Aurochs have any, like, slots to even equip a technique. They're really bad players, really bad. Titus just learnt one, though, so he comes with Sphere Shot by default. This would be, I guess, in RPG terms, his preferred shot. What this does is when you shoot, it like gives more shoot power randomly to the shot. You remember in the very first cutscene of the game, he did like a backwards somersault to kick the ball, and that is the sphere shot. That's like Tidus's kind of signature move, I guess. But of course, we learned his father's move on the boat. Now here's a huge problem. The eject shot costs you 120 HP, okay? 120 HP. And so HP is basically the equivalent of holding your breath in blitzball. And Tidus cannot do it more than once. With his starting stats in the game, he can only eject shot once, and then basically his HP is going to run very low. Then we have to spend ages in the match with him on crazy low health and not having the ball, so that hopefully he can recover his health high enough to use it again. And I'm just not sure we have time. So we can get him to score once and equalize, possibly, but I don't know how we're going to secure that other goal. So we're kind of screwed. Now here's the idea of marking. You can mark other players to learn new techniques. There's no point in doing it. Let's just proceed. Oh god, guys, I don't know. I may have screwed the pooch, and I don't want this LP to have me losing this match. I really don't. So I may have to soft reset and just like edit it in. And how cheap is that going to be? It's going to be cheap. All right, so we caught it off the start, which is great. I'm going to pass immediately to Tidus. I don't actually know whether that was smart or not. It probably wasn't. I should have backed up a bit and then passed to him. But so the idea is we want to get to the goal here with only 3 defenders. Now, unfortunately, we've got we got a shooter, a midfielder, and a defender on us all at once. So we can eliminate 2 instantly with the eject shot, but we cannot eliminate all 3. So I'm going to have to break to Bulgerda. She has 9 attack. We have 11 endurance. Statistically, we should hold the ball, but we might not because the game's a bitch. So we're gonna break, and then we're gonna try shooting, and we're gonna try using the jet shot, and that's gonna cost his health already. So we need to hold it. Okay, good. We've still got 5 endurance. So here's the jet shot. Here we go. So we're gonna break out that guy. That was a defender. That was a striker. Sorry, this guy. So you see how their blocks have been eliminated. Now we're gonna begin. We have 16 shoot. Roddy has 8 catch. Statistically, we're very likely to score. We were so close to the goal, it didn't atrophy. Finally, the Aurochs have got a goal. So we've just equalized. That's fine, except now Tidus only has 37 health, and that technique cost him 120. So now I need to stall for ages so that Tidus can get his health back up, hopefully, and actually score with it. But it's like I say, I don't know, guys. I don't know if we're going to have time, because this isn't a normal blitzball match. It's not a normal blitzball match. They've been, like, hinting at stuff. So Tidus is just a terrible player in all other areas, you can see. He's actually not amazing. You're sort of forced to have him on your team while playing blitzball. But frankly, he's not a great player. He's only great because of the eject shot, and I just use him as a one-trick pony for a long time. So the Aurochs have got some good defense here. All 4 of them are blocking this guy's shoot. So one of them attacked. He never managed to grab the ball. But look, this guy's got 12 shoot and a bunch of block to go through. So they're going to whittle it down. This guy missed completely. That's really bad. So look, 4 shoot, 3 shoot. Keeper caught it because he has 5 catch, and this thing was dropped so low. So now, what we can do is we can swim behind our goal. Ah, why did he come? The AI shouldn't do that. But see, because this guy is a striker, now there's a difference in the stats. Strikers have good shoot score, but not necessarily good in other areas. So Bixen here, Jasu here has got loads of endurance, and Bixen only has a little bit of attack. So we're sort of okay here. We can just break to him and dribble the ball. So just hold the ball without doing anything else. And he'll swim off because the AI is bad. And we can sort of wait here. Now, is there any way for me to see the health of my teammates? I don't know whether there is. So we could try and pass to Tidus again. Or we could try and pass to our other frontliner, who's Datto. Our other striker, and try and maybe score with Datto. He's not exactly open though right now, as you can see. He's I'll have to do some heavy editing here so you guys know what I'm talking about. But he's not really open. He's still got a defender there. He's got someone behind him. He's being marked. So I mean, Tidus is in good space, especially considering he can eliminate 2 other people. But he's just I don't think he can eject shot yet. So maybe we'll waste a few more seconds of the match. I mean, his health will slowly be going up, probably, though, only as fast as everyone else is going down. Alright, I think that's as long as I'm willing to wait. So, Tidus only has 51 health. There's no way he's going to be able to eject shot again. Now, Datto has 8 shoot, Tidus has 11, so he is our best shooter, by far. Let's just go, I guess. We're just going to have to try. Maybe we can have him break to... so there, you see my pass score only went to 2 before finally it ended. So what we're going to do is try and break to 1 guy. Try and shoot. We're going to run out of time. No, no, no. Okay, hold on. All right, so Titus... He's going to have to break to this person. Then he's going to have to shoot. He's going to have to A, hold the ball. B, get lucky so that this person can't block it. And C, get lucky so that Roddy doesn't catch it. That's what's going to have to happen right here. And he lost the ball. Brilliant. Oh, and 3 minutes are up. It's not the end of the match. And something's about to happen.
The fans are getting impatient. They're calling for some action.
So, for the record, this is the other reason why it's really hard to win with the Titus thing, because you just don't have enough time to get his health back up, because something happens at 3 minutes. Instead of 5, which is what we were expecting. Oh, God, I can't believe it's only 1-1 at this point. I can't believe it's only 1-1. I don't know what we're going to do. So they're calling for Waka. He's injured, guys. He's had the poop beat out of him. And where were all these fans before? What is this? We had like 5 fans. One of them was an ironic fan.
Everyone seems to be calling for Waka, folks.
You'll notice as well, by the way, Titus is swimming down here. Blitzball is played in 3 dimensions.
Say, where is that player going?
But in the actual mechanics of the game,
He's leaving the sphere pool. He may be injured.
you never go up or down. It's always on a flat plane. I find that immensely funny. Like a bit of a missed opportunity, if I dare say so. But it would make the game a lot more complicated to be on multiple levels, I guess. And their AI is bad enough. So, yeah. I find it weird that there's no voice acting here. There is a little bit in a second, but I don't know.
To be honest, I did kind of feel left out. But it really was the Oryx and Waka show after all.
Okay, Titus.
I wonder what's happening. The crowd is going wild. Oh, it's Waka. He's back on the field and ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
The Aurochs seem glad to have him back.
Now, how do I feel about this as a player? Waka's he's a shooter as well, right? So he's taking Titus's place. I would have rather Datto leave, Christ, to swap for Waka. And Waka can be strong. He's got a good shoot score. This is our only chance. Waka has to score now. This is our only chance. We have 2 minutes in which to do it. Hopefully we get the blitz ball here. That's like the only thing I can say. No, we didn't. The Luca goers got it. I mean, our stats are so bad here. There's a chance they will just run with the ball now and score. You know, so he's going to try and pass. We can't, yeah, like Letty, Waka, neither of them have got enough. He's still got the ball. This last guy only has 2 block. So like, he's playing all this happy music. That doesn't mean crap, guys. Like, jeez, they got the ball. This isn't good. There's nothing I as a player can do right now either, by the way. I'm at the mercy of the AI. So this guy's going to shoot. This is actually brilliant. So Abbas is going to shoot. He's got 13 shoot, which is fine, but he's done it from so far away. It should atrophy down. Keeper should have the time to catch it. At least he knocked it off. That's brilliant. So now Botta's got the ball. He's in free space. I'm going to pass to Waka, hopefully, who should be where Titus was. There you go. Now, you see Waka's stats. He's got 11 endurance. This is what shooters need. They need to be able to break to a lot of people. And 13 shoot. So, Botta's got only 6 pass. Hopefully, it won't atrophy so bad that Waka can't catch the ball. It went to 2. That's fine. Let's push on up. We only really want 1 defender, hopefully, on us. Not 3. There's a third one coming in, so I'm going to try and do it right now. Shit, we've got 3. That isn't good. Waka can only break to 1. Ball girder, and then he's just going to have to shoot and see what can happen. He can try the Venom shot, which is going to buff his shoot all the way up to 16. So he's got 16 shoot. He's going to be trying to go through 14 block and 8 catch. Now, if these defenders miss, there is a chance he will score. But I am not confident here, guys. I can't look. 10 shoot. One shoot, no! Why can't I just get lucky for a second? Roddy catches the ball. It's gone back over to them. 30 seconds left on the match. I believe that's probably just lost the blitzball tournament for us. Because there's no way we're going to get this ball back. 15 seconds. That, my friends, is the brutal agony of the blitzball match against the Luca Goers. So, oh, we got the ball back. I can't believe it. Okay, hold on. But we've only got a couple of seconds. It's not going to happen, guys. I can't even pass it to him and then score. Time's up. All right. So, what I'm going to do, okay, technically we lost. Technically. But I want to show you guys the win, okay? So, it's soft reset time. I'm going to do the cheesy strategy, okay? Instead of trying to make Titus use the jet shot straight away, that was the reason we lost this, I'm just going to hide behind the goal for the whole first half, okay? And then after that, we are going to score with the jet shot in the first 3 minutes of the second half, and then hide behind the goal again for the rest of the second half. To legitimately win against the Luca Goers, there's a lot of, like, snobs on the forums who'll be like, oh, you know, it's just skill. I'm just very good at it. It's not skill, people. It is not skill. It's complete RNG. It's potluck, okay? That you can influence in some small ways. It's gambling. And to do the cheesy strategy would be my recommended solution. So I'll see you guys in a second. There's no way you're going to have to watch all this again. We will win. Because I would feel so bad, man. Like, all those things with saying, like, Titus saying, oh, I hope you win the cup, Whacker. You know, I have a lot of respect for the game for making it possible for you to lose and also making it such a challenge. I think it also turns a lot of people off of blitzball, though, and after this one match, this one mandatory match in the story, they never want to play it again. But, yeah. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh! Okay, whoa. I may cut this in. So, you guys might notice here, Titus is in huge open space here. We're only 41 seconds into the game. There's something else I should mention as well that I really screwed up. And that is that we didn't lose the previous match. It was only 1-1. So basically, it would have gone to a golden goal situation. But look, Titus is in huge open space. They are gaining on us. But he might actually be able to score here. If we press square, we should only... Yeah, look, we only got one guy. Dorum, 9 attack. We have 10 endurance. We might be able to save this. So we go, look. If he can score before halftime... 10 shoot, 8 catch. No obstructions. It shouldn't atrophy on the way to the goal. Come on. How did Roddy get a hand on it? But Datto caught it. He's our other shooter, and he's in open space. So he needs to break to grab that. He's got more endurance, but less shoot. So he's more likely to be able to take a shot. But, this guy's got Venom tackle. That's fine. Datto's still got it. He's been poisoned. That means his health's going to go down. So 8 shoot versus 8 catch. He caught it. Alright, amazing. I may not edit that in, after all. So while I'm doing this cheesy strategy, some other little things I can talk to you guys about. In the background, while you're playing blitzball, you'll see advertisements just like you would in any real sport. You know, people sponsor the events. Funnily enough, they are actually references to real-world entertainment organizations. So for example, the BBC, the British Broadcasting, I don't think it's actually a company, is it? It's something else. Anyway, those guys, there is a reference to them out here, and there is a reference to some American thing too. But as I am not American, I'm not 100% sure what exactly that is. Here I can see, look, Titus is actually in open space again, and we only have a couple of seconds to the end of the thing. But I think we might, be able to score. It just depends. Now, different blitzers actually have different speeds as well. So Titus is not a particularly fast blitzball player, and so they can catch him quite quickly. See, 3 defenders. Well, that's fine. We'll just make him shoot. Get him a bit of experience. Everything you do while playing blitzball gets you experience, just for the record. And this is sort of essential. You have to give Titus the ball a tiny bit just so that he can level up and get his new technique slot, right? So Grav, their midfielder, is just breaking to our whole team, basically. Or to half our team, and then just shooting instantly. It's just not going to work out for him. Like, it's just going to atrophy too much. See, it's gone all the way to 0. And that means keeper can catch it with ease. And so now Jasu's got the ball. What I'm going to do is just bring him down here, which is going to bring all the enemy team forward. And then I'm going to pass with Jasu to Titus, who is in fairly open space. But the main thing, of course, is, yeah, he's got a defender there, but he's got his health, and he's ready for a jet shot now. So we're going to push through. I cannot believe that just happened. He's going to have to break to ball girder. He's going to have to not die here. Okay, good. And now he's just going to push even further. It was actually really good that she tried to break to him like that, because it's left us even more open than we initially were. So, 2 players. This is exactly what we want. 2 players. We don't have to break to either of them. We can try to shoot, and we can go with eject shot on the goal. Eliminate both the defenders. Our 16 shoot against his 8 catch. We're not directly on the goal here, so it will probably drop maybe to 14, possibly 12, worst case scenario. But even then, we still do have a higher shoot. Excellent. So we've scored. Now, only one thing remains. Getting the ball from the Luca goers. So you can see in the bottom left, by the way, there's actual commentary that you don't get anywhere else. And it says, the crowd is cheering for the Aurochs. Isn't this exciting? So we just got to get the ball back. Now, because we scored, the enemy team is guaranteed to get it off on the blitz off. Like, I guess that the story is it's meant to be a competition each time that happens, but it just always works out like that. So that's a bit of a shame. Now we've just got to get it before they score. I kind of want them to score, to be honest, because that'll put us back to 1-1, put us back into the golden goal situation. And I don't know, it would, because we still had a chance of winning earlier. Like, what's wrong with me? But, I mean, this is just a folly mistake here as well. The AI is trying to shoot from all the way over here. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. Because it will just drop too low, you see. Keeper can see this coming a mile off and grab it. No worries. Now, if it's a close save, he'll just deflect the ball instead. And so this is what you saw happen earlier when Datto got the recovery. Not that it meant anything, but, you know. So, we're going to hide behind the goal. And we're going to cheese it out. At 3 minutes, Wacker will come on. And then we got to grab it again and cheese it out even further. Oh, nicely done, Letty. That was not statistically likely. Do you know what? I'm going to go to Wacker. They've committed really far. We're going to try and get him on the counter here. We're going to try and get him on the counter. Both the goers missed. I swear, I was going to even it back up to a 1-1. Just so we could see what would truly happen. But I don't care anymore. If we can slam dunk it, if we can score 2. Oh, man. How did they both get here in time? All right, fine. We'll break to one and we'll shoot with the other. Venom shot. Come on, Wacker. Ah, you lost the ball. Damn it. Oh, this is pretty good. We might get it back. Yeah, Wacker's going to get it. He's going to get it. He's got 3 attack, 1 endurance. This is good. Go, Wacker, go. Oh, Wacker, you're such a slow swimmer as well. All right, here we go. Here we go. Yes, nobody's even breaking. Go for it, dude. Go for goal. I can't believe we're about to score. Yes, 2-0. Well, there you go. It can happen, folks. 17 seconds left on the match. Wacker got his second goal. Fine, I'll take that as the victory. There you go. I played legit at the end. I didn't cheese it out. And we actually managed to secure the lead instead of going back to 1-1. So let's assume that this was the extra half that might have played. And we won it. Also, in case it wasn't clear to anyone here, when you're deciding what to do, and I stop to explain everything, the timer does stop. So, yeah, these blitzball matches have actually been a lot longer than 10 minutes. But that's like the real time that comes up. So anyway, they leveled up like mad. Us, not so much. Wacker did a bit. Keeper increased his technique slots to 1, which is great. And because we won here, we obtain a strength sphere. Alright, now this is the end of the match. In the previous one where I soft reset, it just would have gone to another half and there would have been another attempt at a goal, which I totally forgot about. Wouldn't have happened if I had my notes. And you guys are just going to see the quality of this LP just goes down like mad now. I need to write them all back out. It's just the principle of it, you know? Anyway, so look, we got a strength sphere. I'll explain what that does later. You may be able to already guess. It's very similar to some of the spheres we got recently. Yeah.
Unbelievable! The Aurochs win, folks! This is one for the record books!
Save the current game? Sure. You've earned a trophy. Teamwork. That's for winning the first match, I guess. It's been kind of weird playing the game again with the trophies on there. I actually made an entirely new account. My other PS3 file is called, like, Iron Socks. And that's where we'll swap to. At the end of the game, by the way, I've done loads of grinding for super bosses already. So we'll swap to another file eventually. And you'll see I'm on a different account name over there. But I did this so you guys could see all the trophies again. There you go, Wacker man. How does it feel? You won the tournament. You weren't supposed to. I think really he's not supposed to. I mean, they've never had a win, okay? They've never had a win for like 10 years or longer. And they beat their rivals. I love this here, by the way. Just this thumbs up. There's a lot that's really bad about the mocap in this game. But something about that. I just feel like this whole leg of the plot is really good, actually. Oh, shit. What the... So Haggins? We haven't seen these for a while. These were the enemies we saw at Barge. And so, this is pretty crazy. What I'd recommend you do... I hate that I don't have my notes. I think, don't cheer on this one, but you can totally cast haste. I can't remember, guys. I can't remember. Let's haste ourselves. So basically, we're going to be fighting Sahagins, okay? And there's no craziness about this, really. We're just going to be fighting Sahagins. So, you know, spend the time that you need. Now, Wacker's still got his Ice Ball on, and that might not be doing him any favors here, because it's elemental damage these enemies might not be weak to. Now, they're particularly weak to lightning damage. And what do we have equipped on Tidus? A lightning sword. And I just gave him haste. So, not only is he beating the poop out of things, but he's overkilling them as well, which is fantastic. The only reason Wacker's hitting less right now is, I mean, he's less of a strong character anyway. He's more of an accurate one. But really, they should both be one-shotting. Now, I think, yes, so this is all actually one battle. So if you spam cheer a few times, you're actually going to start overkilling on both characters. You're going to start overkilling on Wacker too, which is really strong. And here, again, don't forget about playing the time window. If we attack, Tidus just gets one go. If we cheer, he actually gets another one. So, you know, these are free stats I'm giving out to my players right now. So don't forget, cheer raises attack and defense. I'm totally happy with that now. We could also haste Wacker, except we're out of MP, so we're just going to start going mad. Look at that, 400 damage on a regular attack. Wacker's now going to start killing them. Not overkilling, sadly, but that's fine. I don't mind so much. And you'll see just more Sahagin keep swimming in. Now, another little thing, do you remember back at Killiker when we fought the Sin Spawn? I showed you guys Wacker's overdrive. Again, here's a great play. Look at that, he almost hit for 1,000 on a crit there. That was awesome. So, Wacker could use element reels here. Get triple lightning and you're golden, guys. Like, you'll do tons of damage, wipe them all. But if you actually think about it, it's been a long time since then, but we've not really had any opportunity to play Wacker until now. If you really think about what's happened in the plot. You know, there's been so much stuff on the boat, so much stuff in Luca, but he's just not been about. You know, these are long stretches of time that actually your party is split in Final Fantasy X that you might not appreciate otherwise. Anyway, so Tidus is just going to go berserk here. Going to keep going crazy. More Sahagin's going to keep coming in. Actually, did we lose the benefits of cheer there? I think we might have. This is the bit where if you've had Wacker attacking a lot, then potentially he could use his element reels. No, we still have cheer, otherwise he wouldn't have killed that enemy there. So we'll just keep slamming through them. And it's funny as well because we're going to come across a bit in maybe next episode to do with Ifrit. And it sort of makes you think, oh god, yeah, we got Ifrit. I forgot we had Ifrit because you get actually very little opportunity to play with him, which is why I spent the time to show him you guys out in the Killiker Forest. Look, we're just evading him like mad. Absolutely fantastic. So all those overkills from Tidus really going to buff the items we get here, the AP we get. But why are there fiends in the sphere pool? What's going on? What's going on with the defense? There were some ominous signs, you got to be honest. There were some from, you know, oh, the Crusaders aren't defending this year. 29 power spheres. Which is funny. The game, as I say, is very imbalanced with some things. You're just going to end up with 99 of a lot of these items, and then in desperate need of others, like the ability ones and the luck ones. The luck ones you'll just never have any of, really. But yeah, that's pretty strong. 29 of those.
What's happening?
I love Lulu there with her cacta. That's awesome. Oron, what's going on? People joke about Oron's shaving armpits all the time, by the way. He's such a badass, and then you just find out he shaves his pits. Cool, bro. Cool. Alright, we're playing as Oron, guys. Wow, what was up with this? In this game, he was here at the start, and now he's not. This is a big, fucking scary monster as well, by the way. Voivas, you don't get to fight these for random encounters, like for like 2 areas. But let's see how Oron can do. Of course, kills it in 1. No worries. And he's just so casual. He was really casual in Xanakin too. There's a good reason for that.
Oron!
Sir Oron!
So, you do know him?
Yeah, best guardian there ever was.
Got some scar down his face. You never learn where that scar comes from, actually. Ah, look, it's a Garuda. Well, we know how to deal with these, right? And we got so many more tools at our arsenal now. The thing is, Tidus is low on MP. There's something here I can describe to you guys I haven't yet. And that is white magic skills and stuff tend to cost MP, while special abilities tend to be free. In fact, pretty much every special ability in the game is free until you get right near the end of the game where there's some special abilities that do cost a bit of MP. But by that point, everyone's got high enough MP that they may as well be free anyway. So yeah, that's sort of the difference between special and skill. And magic too. But yeah, so we're going to drop a cheer there, why not? And so we know how to deal with these. As I say, you can have Whacker use Dark Attack. Remember, at this point in the game, maybe your Whacker has slightly more MP, but don't waste these abilities in the sphere pool, otherwise you're not going to have it available here. You can, of course, throw an Ether at yourself. I actually don't think I've demonstrated that the entire way through the LP yet. So, Sonic Boom. Now, you'll notice something happened there. He had Darkness on him. 2 of us evaded, but even with Darkness, Auron still got hit. Auron is not a very evasive character, but he is just incredibly tanky. Look at his health compared to, say, Tidus is right now. It's very high. Also, he has an ability of his own called Power Break. Now, this lowers an enemy's strength. So, if we use this on the Garuda, not only can we put Darkness on him so he misses a lot, but when he finally does get hit in, it's not going to do as much damage. So, Whacker inflicts status effects. Auron inflicts debuffs. That's one quirk between them. Auron also just does a ton of damage. So anyway, look, we'll demonstrate an Ether here. There you go. So I've got 3 of them. Ethers tend to come in short supply. Just because if you can imagine you had millions of Ethers, you'd never have to use save spheres. You could just give your White Mage a bunch of MP all the time and heal up. And I say MP there. I say White Mage there because it is subjective. So now you see Auron took barely any damage, and that's because of Power Break. Because you could make, yes, Yuna is the default one, but you could make anyone what's it called? So we're going to use Cheer here. What I'm doing right now is I'm hoping for an overkill. So I'm just going to whittle the boss down a bit. We have no Aeons, of course, so we'll attack him again. 300 damage from Auron. I'm not sure that's enough, you know. I'm really not. We'll do another Cheer. Now, so here's the way stats work in the game. They're capped at 255, right? The very cap. Now, that's end game, super bosses, optional stuff that you don't really have to worry about. But that's where they're capped. Now, Cheer is awesome because you can actually cast it 5 times to go over the cap. So all of these abilities, like Reflex, which makes everyone dodge a lot more. Focus, which is that one I talked about with Lulu that we never actually had against the Obliterator. That makes everyone's magic power go up. All of these you can use 5 times. So he's got 320 health. We've done, what, 4 cheers? I'm just going to attack it. Probably won't overkill it. Unfortunately, it didn't, but whatever. It's one of those things, you really don't have to be overkilling everything all the time. And I'll keep expressing this throughout the LP. I don't want to be overpowered. I really don't, because later on, man, there's so many bosses I was nostalgic about, and it was just like, oh, okay, they don't really do anything. So we're just going to ignore it. So we got a Bright Bracer there. I believe that's actually equipment for Auron. Again, that's another enemy that could have dropped Dark Strike or Dark Attack.
Hey, give me a break.
Okay, this is a lot of enemies, but you can see something there, right? It's weird. I'm just going to throw out there. It's weird that they cut that fight out because that was clearly a Dingo, which Tidus could have killed. It was clearly a Voiva, which Auron could have killed. And it was clearly a Garuda, which Whacker could have nullified doing any damage. So it looks like a real fight you could have done, but they cut it. It also seems to me that in the bar last episode with Kamari fighting the Ronso, that should have been a fight too that they cut out. I don't know. Anyway, so what's going on now? Sorry about that, guys. It's Seymour, a Maester of Yevon. What is he capable of? What the fuck is that thing? What the fuck is that thing?